And we're live.
Filthy.
That.
Are you familiar with Zwift?
I'm not. I've never heard of it. Is this
like
where
a-
the fucking what
Like
is
Peloton,
Zwift?
right? Where you're
So-
racing against people.
It turns an indoor trainer into a video game. So
Yeah, that makes sense.
You enter in your stats, how much you weigh, all up. I think your bike is included, and then it calculates your power output. And drafting, just like in real cycling, is a major component of it. And then there are some video game elements too. You can earn power-ups. I'm not sure exactly how.
I think
And
I
if
watched
you're smart,
something about this. Were
you
some of
might
the
choose-
fucking
if-
Olympians doing this?
If you're smart, you
training?
might. If you're smart, you might choose lightweight on an uphill section, right? But you might also save it and not get the next one. So there's a big strategy component to it, much like cycling. I think you would love it. And there's different
Yeah, I
talent
just
levels.
need my bike back, Woody.
That is a drawback. You can
Because
also
that is currently the challenge to the trainer.
that
It was an
idea.
expensive bike,
Is I-
wasn't it?
my
Are we
bike
talking
was
about a
fucking
$1,200 bike?
Yeah.
1,200.
Yeah.
Okay. In the realm of bikes, that's not super high.
I know.
mean,
it's not
where
that
good
fucking expensive.
starts.
It was
Yeah.
in broad daylight in a location that has camera. It was literally a closed fucking corridor with cameras on either end. And it was stolen from them.
1,200, I would argue, is towards the low end of real bike, but less than
Right.
1,200 and you're in the
Exactly. I
like,
bought it while I was in
not even
graduate school. I
clean.
wanted a real fucking
Yeah.
bike. It was a lot of money for me at the time. And it
the
was
high end is like
$1,200.
15,000. Like, Greg Doucette wants a $15,000 bike. It's 2 pounds lighter than his current one. And he's like, that's why I'm working. That's why I know it's 2 pounds. I could lose 2 pounds, but I want a $15,000 bike.
I could lose 2 pounds and get the $15,000 bicycle. That's 4 pounds. It's easy math, people.
All you guys are bad at math, but me. Greg Doucette's hilarious.
I hate the voice. I wish he'd quit doing. I wish he'd just because you go back to those videos from 4 years ago and he's just like, "All right, everyone, I'm here to talk to you about TRT," and it's just like, "Yeah, okay, I believe you now." But when he screams at you about his cookbook, you're just like, "Jesus Christ!"
So I like the voice. When I watch the videos from 4 years ago, I'm like, oh, I can see why Chill Greg is not as viral as Not Chill Greg. I get it. I feel like sometimes his videos are expressly for the purpose of helping Greg and not the viewer. And, I'll click on like, here's a reaction to someone reacting to my cookbook. And it's like, this one's a little transparent, Greg.
Oh yeah, there's a big incestuous thing in the in that community with people like Will Tennyson and stuff. With like, hey, maybe we'll do a collab. I'll promote it that I'm coming on your channel to do like a eating challenge, and then you'll make a video and because we're eating, of course, from my cookbook, and we'll just cross promote this thing, and I'll sell more cookbooks and you'll get a few subs, and like they try to keep that going as much as possible.
Right, but as a viewer, I'm like, you didn't have me in mind at all. This is like, I am the patsy in this scenario. I'm the, like, you're playing me as a fool with a bunch of videos that I like. What you're doing is very transparent. This isn't about teaching me anything. This isn't about connecting with me. Right. So every as a social media guy, all of your interactions should do one of three things. It should connect, it should entertain, or it should educate. If you're not doing one of those three things, then you're probably putting out some bad, piece of content.
Do you ever watch Will Tennyson?
I'm not sure. Connect, entertain, or educate. When he does these, like, react to someone cooking from my cookbook, he does none of those things. It's for him. It's not
Will
for us.
Tennyson does. He's a young, good-looking guy and super in shape, and he does tons of videos about like, it'll be like, I ate no sugar for a week and this is what happened, or I went on Atkins diet for a week and this is what happens. I went on the carnivore diet for a month. This is what happens. And he'll also do like 20,000 calorie cheat meal day, and he'll go and get like a dozen Krispy Kreme donuts, and he's got like the variety, like all the best ones. Like there's like an apple fritter, and my mouth's watering. There's a couple of those like Homer Simpson, like pink frosted donuts, and like all of your favorites, like crawlers and fucking ding dongs and shit. And he'll just eat them all. He'll do 20,000 calories that day, like eating entire pizzas and stuff. And It's pretty cool. I don't
We
know.
all
I enjoy it.
We're
It's called
having some
Saturday.
work done, and the carpenter, nice guy, brought a dozen donuts, and it's like, oh, you fuck,
I know.
fuck, how dare you? What am I just? I didn't have any. Jackie did. Everyone did, but me. And then we gave them away. But it was like, you bring that evil into my house. This isn't easy. I've been in a
Well,
caloric
the
deficit
problem is
since
not bringing
October.
the evil. It's twice as much work for you. You're already saying no to this, and you said no by not fucking ordering a dozen donuts. And now you got to look at the dozen donuts and go, no.
It's
And
killer.
that's
Like,
so much fucking harder.
the same thing happened to me, Woody, like very recently. This was this week that a family friend of ours gave us a bunch of cookies that they homemade, very delicious cookies. And like, I just put them on my counter in my kitchen, and I was like, maybe you'll have one later, a little treat. By the end of that night, I had devoured probably 5 or 6.
Oh
and
my.
immediately had to be like that night, I was like,
Got to throw the rest
and I
out.
was about to like grab the bag
Eat
and be
one
like,
more
"But
and toss
before
it."
it- But before it goes, just one more. And I was like, no. And I grabbed it and I went out and I threw it directly in like my big trash can. So like I put it in my kitchen trash can. Maybe I lay it in a way that I can go back and get.
Let me ask you this though.
Put spaghetti
Let me
sauce
ask
on
you this
top.
though.
Oh, this is
Yeah, so you don't go George Costanza.
Yeah.
Were they in a container?
They were in a Ziploc bag.
Okay. Did you drop the Ziploc bag in, or did you go full committal mode and dump them naked into the garbage?
I opened the Ziploc bag and then threw the Ziploc bag in open.
Yeah.
They weren't all dumped out in there, but like at that point, it's in.
Because I'm going to tell you,
That's too
I
gross.
could totally see like doing that, like throwing a Ziploc bag full of cookies out into the dumpster outside, and then like 3 or 4 a.m. you wake up to take a piss, and you're hungry, right? You're like actually like stomach rumbling hungry, and like that's like the weakest point ever.
Oh,
it's
for
like it's like oh man.
middle of the night, you're sleepy, your guard is down. Like I guarantee
High levels of
I would've-
inebriation would
if
do
I
it
would
for
have
me.
just left that open, sitting there on top of my trash can in my kitchen, not touching any garbage, and I woke up hungry at like 3 a.m, there is a non-zero. We'll be honest. There's 100% chance I would have eaten a cookie or two
Out of the garbage.
out of the garbage.
You ate
Out
trash.
of a sealed
That's
bag.
what separates man.
Cooling
from bum.
itself in the garbage.
You're a bum.
Yeah, yeah.
Or
but I didn't eat
raccoon.
trash. I held
Pisses
strong.
me off because this is so self-evident to everyone having this conversation right now except my wife. My wife, who apparently regulates just by sheer willpower on these things,
Boo.
loves to buy things and just I think her goal is to figure out how much food she can fit into the fucking pantry. Like I look at that, I'm like, what are we like surviving on like 10 weeks with no like ability to like access a
Dude,
grocery store? Do
I
we
had-
really need the ability to build ourselves like 4 or 5 chocolate cakes from
Woody-
just this fucking
Woody showed me
position?
his Temptation Island in his cupboard the other day. There's a really like fancy jar, like a big jar, like it's probably a
Do you
gallon.
want me to get it? I kind of want to show everyone.
Sure, please do. I won't spoil
Please
what
do.
it says. Yeah.
Grab it.
This is
And this is toxic to me. I'm like, I regulate by not buying this shit.
That's
like,
how I
if-
do it too.
I don't want to eat a bag of cookies, so I don't buy a bag of cookies. If I had the bag of cookies, I'll eat the fucking bag of cookies.
I'm like,
You know,
what's your
like-
favorite cookie? All right, you're buying store-bought cookies.
Ooh.
For me, let me go first because there's 2 options. Classic Oreo, maybe double stuff. Either one is fine for me. I like classic Oreos are just as good as double stuff to me. I dip them in milk.
wrong, but
I
okay.
I put them in milk. Sometimes I'll take a fork and do this thing where you stab the fork into the cream, and now you've got it, and you can
Oh, that makes
you can
sense.
completely
Never
dunk
tried
it.
that, but I'm now interested.
It's perfect. Or like the Chips Ahoy chunky. No, never chewy. That's white
Oh.
trash. I'm sorry. That's some like second grade. Have your little cup of like juice and your chewy
I feel bad for
fucking
you,
cookie.
Killer.
No, I'm a grown man. All right. I want. Look at this. This is Woody's like Temptation Island right here. The
That's
fact that he
fucked up,
has so
Woody.
much of it is so discouraging.
What is that big one? It's like it's almost as big as you.
That's
I
the
haven't
important part.
had-
That's what he showed me.
That's a
I haven't
terrible-
had a single peanut or cashew since October. These are the refill supplies. I love these. I love these. This one's the monster, and I'm trying to show the right cameras here. And this one is the caramel cashew, which is even better.
So what are
They
the
get-
ingredients, if you don't mind? Would you
It's
read off
like
like the entire ingredients? Because I know there's
peanut,
M&Ms, cashews,
M&M,
almonds, but I think I might see like
Raisins, bet
maybe
you there's
raisins.
I'm doing my best here. If you look at the ingredients, it's not something that would help you like phosphate carrageenan or whatever.
Oh,
But,
I thought it might have like the contents.
I'm looking at cashews, M&Ms, some sort of milk dud type thing, peanuts,
Ooh, milk duds?
and caramel, and then
It's a high candy ratio.
oh, dude, this is how I get fat.
Looks good.
And then we take it and we put it in this baby.
Woody's Tasty Nuts.
And
Is that her handwriting? Because
Yeah.
as a handwriting snob,
dude, my wife does this with all kinds. So I have a thing about handwriting. Like it is like a token that someone I love has been here. You know, when I have like a keychain that it says boat keys on it or something, I'll be like, Hope, would you write boat keys on this? And every time I see it, it's like Hope was here. Like, she did this for me. It's in the center console of my car.
Do you do the same thing with her boyfriends?
No, don't talk about Hope's boyfriend. So anyway, Jackie puts in the pantry, she'll label things like this or the sugar or whatever, and our pantry is filled with jars of that style, and I like it. It's like, Jackie, this is Jackie's impact on this. If she and the kids died in a horrific car accident, I would go through great lengths to preserve all these jars.
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
I mean, like, and the size of that jar is just what are you
Enormous.
What do you think?
Preposterous.
It is preposterous.
I like it though.
They're a
It looks
family
really
of
nice in his
4,
pantry.
it sounds like.
It does, but
5
like,
if you count Hope's boyfriend.
like if you barely keep the fucking that could fool you because you could eat 3 handfuls and be like, the level's the same.
Yes.
I didn't eat any
Yeah.
amount of
Oh,
nuts.
you could scoop a
Yep.
bowl and take it to
Oh,
bed, hypothetically, and it'd be about the same tomorrow. I haven't had a peanut since October.
Like I'm Filthy was saying you regulate by not buying it. Like when I have Cheez-Its, like if I like close it back up at the end of the night and I put it in my cupboard, I'm like, look at Mr. Self-Control. Oh, there's gonna be some in there tomorrow. Because usually, like if I get one of those containers of goldfish, it's over. It's like that's a single serving.
I
Especially
like that
because-
with beef jerky. It doesn't matter what the size of the bag is. It's like my wife will bring me back a little bag. I'm like, I'll eat that. She brings back a larger bag. I'll eat that whole fucking
Oh, you're
bag. in a
muted.
second.
You
It's just
muted?
like,
yeah,
It's
beef-
hard to
Kyle.
eat too much beef jerky though.
Yeah,
To me, beef jerky is like first of all, you're gonna burn some calories just chewing it up as long as you've got like the real stuff.
Yeah.
And it's all protein. The downside is all the sodium that you're intaking. And if you don't have any sort of high blood pressure issues, then who fucking cares? Eat 10,000 milligrams of sodium a day. Whatever.
yeah, but I
fuck
can
it.
eat. It doesn't matter if you eat enough healthy food. You're still in the same problem if you're not doing enough.
It's
And the problem
harder
is
to
right now,
eat
I
that much
can't
healthy
get
food
out
though.
and
Like
do shit right
yeah.
now.
Like,
all right, so we mentioned the Krispy Kreme donuts before. How many calories? Just guess. How many calories do you think are in a Krispy Kreme glazed donut? The one,
280.
Just a single?
so
400.
280 from Woody. Single
Um,
one.
I'm gonna say
400.
175.
Filthy.
I did 400.
I'm sorry, it didn't quite hear.
Is my
100
fucking
No, you're fine. It was just two people
Okay.
were speaking at once. It
Okay,
didn't even cut
I'm
you
worried
off.
now. Yeah.
I just wanted to confirm. 190. Not nearly as many as we all think. I don't know about you, but I think of a Krispy Kreme donut as like the ultimate, like, oh,
Yeah.
you ate one of those? Well, just give up. It's all over, bro. But like, it's the same amount of calories as like a tiny container of Greek yogurt. I mean, obviously, you're not getting protein and healthy fats. You're getting,
You get to eat a
carbs
fucking
and, like,
Krispy
simple
Kreme donut though.
sugars.
You're pretty happy.
but like, if you were gonna like go for like a run and you wanted like some sort of like simple carbs before you went and did a run, you could have yourself a glazed donut, no problem. It's 190 calories. That's 25 minutes of running.
A snack I eat a ton of, especially just for a long time, are like cheese sticks, like pepper
the-
jack or Gouda or the mozzarella, like string cheese, any of those. Like they're like 80, 90 calories a pop, and it is easy to overeat those because it's so good. I could eat nothing but cheese.
A cup
Well,
of
piece of meat.
this, which is a good amount of food, but not a
Cup's not
snack amount that I've never had before. A cup is 800 calories.
Well, but yeah, a cup of that.
Yeah, but you
good
can't have that
enough.
in the fucking house because you look at that and you go, that's not.
You wanna
good
hear a
calories.
You want to
You
hear
don't
something
think that's
funny about
4
that?
Krispy Kremes worth of donuts?
Yeah.
A cup
Krispy
of
Kreme donut.
sugar is less calories than a cup of that.
I didn't think that. That's the case.
A cup of sugar is about 760 calories.
You should just snack on a nice cup of sugar.
I'm just saying, for comparison's sake, just like
sugar.
next time you look at that, think this is literally more caloric than pure sugar.
That's why it's better.
Yeah, it is way better than pure sugar because you get the mix of the savory and the sweet. That's why trail
Yeah.
mix